Hello, hello. How are you doing this fine Tuesday evening? Let's get on in here and pray. Okay. I pray your day has been amazing. Mine has. Okay. It's raining outside. That's been good. Thank you, God, for being Jehovah Nissi, the God of the banner. You place a hedge of protection in front of me, behind me, and on top of me. You keep me safe by any means necessary. Psalms 91, you place me underneath your mighty wing, and nothing can by any means harm me. Okay. No evil will befall me, neither will any plague come nigh my dwelling. 1,000 can fall at my left hand side, and 10,000 at my right, but it shall not come near me. No weapon formed against me will prosper. It'll form, but I have the breakthrough formula from Jesus, Thoth, and Arumala. They left it behind. I walk in it instead of fussing about what it looks like, just saying. You need to talk to yourself often and tell yourself and set boundaries with yourself, not just with people on the outside. Sometimes you need to set boundaries with yourself too. Jehovah Shalom, the God of peace, the peace that passes all understanding. Philippians 4. Think on these things that are good and of a good report. And if I keep my mind stayed on Jesus, he'll keep me in perfect peace. It don't make no sense. It makes faith. Because what I have faith in, I believe. And what I believe, I'll act on. And what I act on, I'll see happen in the spirit realm first and then in this realm. Because this realm been changed so many times, you don't know what's real no more. Okay. Jehovah Sabaoth, the Lord of hosts, you're here, you're there, you're everywhere. Because what? You are me and I am you. You placed this small spark in my heart before I even entered into the womb of my mother. When my mother and father was thinking about, when they was thinking about consummating their relationship, God went ahead and started a covenant with me and said, okay, the family that you decided you was gonna go in is about to consummate. So I'm gonna make sure something pop off. I'm gonna go ahead and send you down. So we set up a covenant. See, I didn't know nothing about this covenant, but it stays in your heart and it won't let you sleep. It won't let you be. You know that thing that stays in your heart and you like, why is this thing won't let me leave me alone? That thing, okay? You just feel the need to keep going towards it. All right. And then that spark that gets in your heart, it's in your heart from even before you get into your mother's womb, okay? And then when you get in there, it's based on how you use it. Okay, throughout your whole life, it could be a 1 foot in front of you, it could be 3 feet in front of you, it could be 10, 20, or 30 feet in front of you. It is how people see you. Before people even meet you, they meet your energy first. So what are they meeting before they first meet you? We talk about first impressions, but what's the first impression when people meet you? Jehovah Elohim, the God of gods. We made all this stuff to put in between us and God. Religion, preachers, priests, pastors, all these other people. And God said, look, I don't have no problem with you having somebody to look up to. I have no problem with that. He said, but can you come talk to me first? Can you have a personal relationship with me before you go out here and listen to somebody else before you listen to me? He said, because then you make them your God and that makes them your idol. And you know how I feel about that. Okay. I didn't say this. God did. Look in Exodus. Jehovah El Shaddai, the Most High God. Your name is higher than anything that is named on this earth and the universe. If it can be congregated in a sentence and a punctuation put at the end of that sentence, God is higher than that. And then if I can think of something in my head and I get ready to tell you, guess what? It can be placed in the sentence and a punctuation can put at the end. So guess what? God is bigger than that. Every day. No matter how you look at it. Jehovah Jireh, my provider. There is no lack. There's only provision. You're more than enough and you supply all I need. It may not look the way I thought it was going to look in my mind, but it's supplied. I'm worthy because I exist and I exist because I'm worthy. That is my blood bought right to be worthy, no matter what. There's nothing that you will ever withhold from me. You are my source and not the things on the outside of me. You use people on this earth to bless me. See, wealth comes from the north, as above, so below, not from the east, west, and the south. It will be supplied supernaturally if I believe it. Remember, God said this in Ephesians 3:20. I will do abundantly. I will do. speedily, abundantly, above all you ask or think, according to the spirit that works in you, according to how you operate, the gift that is in you. Okay. And it's based on my energy and my frequency, which is key. So if God is here and I'm over here, God says, come here, that means I have to get up from where I am and change my perspective and come to him. You do that every time you come to someone. You change your perspective and you go to the other person. Jehovah Rapha, my healer, you heal my mind, soul, body, and spirit. You heal so much of me. And then the things that you don't heal immediately, you give me directions to go and do something, and then boom, it's done. It just, I need to get up and go do it. Okay, I need to change my perspective. Yeah. Excuse me. Confirmation verb. Jehovah Gamola, the God of the recompense. Ain't no getting even with people and arguing with them. Just let them have it. It can be all the way up to the pulpit. It can be all the way up to the president of the United States. It could be the president of any country. It can be all the way up to the Supreme Court. It don't matter. People have days. We're human. We're gonna have a day or two when we just ain't in it. And they just like, I'm gonna be at water day. And so they say something, then you say something, and they say hit below the belt, and then you want to fight. You send all that negative energy up to the creator and ask the creator to send it back, cleanse and purify, and then you send it back to the rightful owner, cleanse and purify. No blocking their path, no stopping their path, no matter what they done to you. Why? We got some spiritual laws in effect. Cause and effect, and sowing and reaping, and corresponding action. Meaning whatever I put out there is coming back to me 200 to 300 times worse or better than I put it out. I live under the law of assumption that it's already worked out, and I don't have to stress out about it. Everything doesn't require my response or my fight. I choose my battles properly. I leave it in his hands. Ain't no fussing and no stressing me out. And so it will be, and so it be, and forevermore. Okay? Because remember, energy always goes back to the rightful owner, whether good or bad. Look in the description below to see a few items just for you. My books incorporate the essence of God. If you want to feel the presence of God, read In the Garden with the Father, Understanding True Intimacy. I published this book back in 2021, a little bit after the pandemic. This book has so much good information in it. It's just me and God having just private conversations. And I showed it to someone and they said, what you gonna do with that? I said, this is just me and God conversation. I thought everybody can hear from God. It was like, no. So what you gonna do with that? So I put it in book form with 45 pages of journal behind, because I'd worked with all the spiritual clairs plus your 5 senses that you use here. Okay. So you use all of those. You're gonna get in there and start reading, and you're gonna start seeing your gift start cutting on. Okay. And then it is no matter what your background, no matter what religion, no matter your creed, no matter your sex, no matter the color of your skin. Okay. Notebooks and journals for all, coloring books for all that help in meditating, recalibrating the mind. You'll see the link to my podcast, to the podcast I was on with the women leveling up. It was so good being there. Great hostess. And I have 2 magazines that I was just covered in. You will see those links there as well. And then I have my own personal bookstore. I'm excited about that venture because I'm in charge of my own intellectual property. Even though I still have a lot of stuff on Amazon, okay? There are some freebies there just for you. I added a link to the 105 spiritual laws, even though in the initiate book it's only 7 and another book is 12. I said it can't be this much of a discrepancy, so I did some research. It's 105. I was just looking at some last night and a little bit more today just to be familiar, because they are a lot of spiritual laws. And we do not live under the spiritual laws anymore. We live under grace, because since Jesus did the Kundalini awakening, he gave us a new paradigm of thinking. Meaning, we now get to go before the throne room of grace and get to set ourselves in order with God and repent for what we did and turn around and decide another way. And no matter how many times we do it, God wishes that we don't do it so many times. But guess what? We human, and we're going to make a few mistakes. And you know what? Make the mistakes, because in the mistakes comes wisdom. Don't beat yourself up when you make a mistake, because in the mistake, you find out what to do. I'm learning that. In the mistake, you find out a different path that nobody thought to look down, because in making a mistake, now you go on a detour. And on this detour, you're going to learn so much that nobody else learned because it is off the beaten path. And most people don't want to go that way. All right. And then you have it's just like the Ten Commandments. It says 10 Commandments, but it's 613. You want to know all the 613 commandments? Go look in the Torah. Okay. We know everything, but we don't know anything. Let me tell you why it's broken down in the Torah. It's also broken down in the Kamash and the Tanakh. Okay. The Kamash and the Tanakh are Jewish Bibles. And you read it, and you know how most books you read, you open it up and you read from the left to right. Those books, you open them up and you flip them over to the back and you read right to left. Yeah, it's exciting. I have one. I have the Kamash and the Tanakh here with me. So when I do my Bible study, I'm like really in depth. And again, God told the Israelites, you cannot keep 613 laws every day and not get tired. And they said, yes, we can. They was like, he said, no, you can't. And they was like, yes, we can, us and our children's children. So that began the experience of humans trying to live without God. The funny thing is, we're breathing, and every time we breathe in, we say Yah. Every time we blow out, we say Way. So we are a living epistle of God, because every time we breathe, we're breathing God's voice. And again, we know everything, but we don't know anything. And that keeps us from attachments as we go from level to lesson. Talk to me by Soph and issue. Don't forget about your adjective and the morals and values PDF. You're going to go to the adjective PDF. You're going to find out who you are. Boom, there's 50 adjectives. Find out who you are. Boom. Make sure it's positive. If you're not quite sure, look it up. Okay? You're going to make sure you get the antonym if it's negative, not the synonym. The synonym is the same. The antonym is opposite. English class. You got to love it. Okay? I learned a few things. And then when you get the anonym, then you're going to go to the morals and the values list. It's 400. Ooh, you're going to love this. So you get to look on every page. Take your time. No rush. Take your time. You know how hard it was to find 3 to 5? Because they all so good. I said, oh my gosh. And I said, okay, you cannot work all of these in your life every day. Choose 3 to 5. Our lives are so busy. Okay. So once you do that, then after you do all of that research, because you're gonna put it in a vision board, you're gonna put it however you want to do it. Disclaimer: whatever you learn, whatever you understand, whatever you put in your body is gonna be tested. The universe is gonna test, God is gonna test, and the system is gonna test to make sure you know. If you do, let me tell you something. You will be tested, whether you learn it from AI, whether you learn it from the streets, whether you learn it from wherever you learn this from. It is going to be tested to make sure that you truly understand this information. And the test going to just keep coming and coming and coming. They say, okay, we done. How do I know? Experience. Okay. And then we're going to test you on something else. Okay. Because that's how it works. Everything you learn, you're always testing on it to see if it's on a solid ground or if it's on sand. Okay. And Jesus gave a allegory on that in the New Testament: Matthew, Mark, and Luke, and John. Look in the link to receive 25% off your first order. This is the company I use along with all natural remedies. For assistance in 2017, I was given a diagnosis of breast cancer and was told I only had 6 months to live. And I said, "What you said at 9?" And the doctor was like, "We need to do emergency surgery to stop this because it's aggressive. It's all on your left side, and we need to take care of this now." So I started asking the doctor some questions, and the doctor said, "No, not really." And I said, "Huh?" And he said, "Hmm." And I said, "Hmm." And they said, and then they started backpedaling. And I said, "So you gonna sit here and act like you didn't just gaslight me, and I just asked you a question, and you gonna pretend like what you said isn't what you said?" And I'm standing right here. I said, "I'm not finna put my life in your hands when you sat right here and lied in my face." You could be like, "Oops." And it might not be a oops. It could be a oops on purpose. Ain't nobody got time for that. So what I did was, what I did was I took my life in my own hands. I left there. I went home and cried. Okay, God, what we gonna do? Guys, my ancestors said, go out to the backyard, get them dandelions, them yellow flowers in the back. And I was like, what am I supposed to do with that? They said, we gonna go get them. So I went and got them daisies. I went and got the daisies, and I went to go get the morning glory, the purple flower with the purple in the middle, and sometimes a yellow dot, sometimes a green dot. Yes, both of those are edible all the way through. The only thing that's not edible on the daisy is the one that you blow with the feathers and everything. Blow that completely off, and then you can eat that whole plant. And then I put that together with jasmine rice, and I had underneath it to make sure I had enough iron inside my system. I will put spinach. I will put spinach underneath, make sure I had iron, vitamin A, and potassium. Okay, vitamins K. Okay. And then I will put the dandelion, the dandelions there, along with the morning glory, along with everything else. I will put everything together, put it underneath the rice, along with zucchini, squash, red onions, bell peppers, and that's what I would eat. Did I get tired of it? No, because I was about living. When somebody tell you only got 6 months to stay here, you change your whole life. That's why I went back to the foot detox, because that pulls so many. Ooh, it pulls so many things out of the body. Okay, we're gonna talk about it in a minute because I did one today on purpose. Okay. And this is, and you take it no more than 6 months at a time. Okay. Because what it does is it brings back the things on the periodic table that you need in your body. Once a month, I give 2 full scholarships for my transformational program. Yes, 2. Designed to help you renew your mind and reclaim sovereignty over your own life. This is how it works. Number 1, you visit my webpage. Number 2, you go to the area on page 1 to the top right where it says connect here. And then number 3, you fill out that short form and boom, you're in the drawing for your free private session to get started on your journey back to you. And you're going to say, well, I know myself. Honey, I thought I knew myself too. But I ended up having to cut a lot of people out of my life and found out that I was a good girl. I was doing what everybody told me to do, even the person on the pulpit. And God said, I said I was God over your life, not people. And I said, you're right. So I had to do a whole 180-degree turn around and go back and start living my life according to God. Okay. Psalms 91, 1-6 NLT. Those who live in the shelter of the Most High will find rest in the shadow of the Almighty. This I declare about the Lord. He alone is my refuge and is my place of safety and is. He is my God and is, and I trust him and do. He will rescue me from every trap and did, and he will protect me from every deadly disease and did. He will cover me with his mighty wings every day. He will shelter me with his mighty wings every day. He is faithful to his promises. Let me tell you something about these promises. His promises are yes and amen. The thing is, as humans, we ask for diamonds and pearls. And then we want to live the way we're living to get the diamonds and the pearls. And God said, no, it doesn't work that way. I want to give you the diamonds. I want to give you the pearls. I want to give you the rubies. I want to give you the sapphires. I want to give you the emeralds. I want to give you the onyxes. I want to give you every beautiful gem you can think of. But I need you to become that. That means I need you to cut some things out of your life. I need you to move as I ask you to move. I'm giving you the opportunity to live the life that you were designed to live before you entered into your mother's womb. Going back to the original promise. Okay. I'm not afraid of the terrors of the night, nor the bullets that fly at day. I do not dread a disease that stalks in darkness. Why? Psalm 23, it says, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For thou art with me, my rod and staff shall comfort me. Who knew our spine and shoulder to shoulder was our cross? And Jesus said, pick up your cross and carry it with you daily. Little did we know that Jesus was telling us, let's go. Okay. And then when you get a little bit further, it says, and my cup runneth over. That's prosperity and overflow, so you can help somebody else. And then it said, goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. Then Isaiah 53 says that God will send the angels to go before us instead of thunder to make the crooked places straight. And then it said God will be always be our rear guide. So go back to Psalm 23 and it says goodness and mercy. And it said, wait a minute, so God is always my rear guide, and goodness and mercy is always following me all the days of my life. That means God is running me down to give me everything that I ask for. Only thing God is asking for me to do is to become what I asked for. That's it. Isn't that a simple thing? It's not that simple sometimes. It's life has a way. Know the disaster that strikes at midday. It's saying, how bad do you want it? Hand over heart for our affirmation. I am not society's script. I am my own definition. I am not of this system, but a flame from God, source, the divine. I don't stress about what I can't physically fix because that's outside of your control. I let go of that attachment and I monitor the use of my energy. If you cannot control the situation, let it go. I know you don't want to let it go because you got words you want to say and you got things that you need to let out. Honey, leave it alone. It ain't worth it. In this life, we're given a choice. That is to follow man in this earth or to follow the still small voice inside. It requires to get quiet, still, and understand who you are first. Then, after you understand yourself, sometimes not all the way, there will be a purging, letting go of things and people. It's usually the things that have built your human identity. God has to tear it down and rebuild it. Or as Jesus said plainly, I will tear down his temple and rebuild it again. What that means is if you or I put all our trust in people and systems, we will have a wide eye awakening. Everything will make you sick to your stomach, literally. I had a booming but I businesses, but I closed them down. Why? God kept telling me to let it go. I love my customers and my businesses. But shortly after that, because I wouldn't let go, things started drying up. So I let go. God said, I need your business to be spiritual. I kept telling God, everything I'm doing is spiritual. I have to cleanse myself before I touch people, everything. He said, no, 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 no. I need you to tap into the gifts I've given you. God said, I put so much in you since childhood, and I want my return on investment. I said, okay. I left everything behind, just like a disciple. Was it easy? Nope. I felt like my soul, heart, and body was breaking in two. Then Jesus said, this is why I sweated blood. It wasn't just that the Kundalini awakening I was taking on. It was the people I loved that I couldn't take with me. See, the path is narrow. Woo! The path is narrow. The path is narrow. The only one that can get on this path is you. Not family, not friends, not your church, not your pastor, none of that. Only you and God and your ancestors and your angels. Because a threefold cord is not easily broken. You won't have nobody, it won't seem like you have nobody else, but let me tell you something. When you got God, the angels, and your ancestors, that's all you need. And when people will pop up and like, oh, she by herself, let's get her. Oh, he by himself, let's get her. Man, the angelic realm, like, no, these blankety blanks didn't. Get them. Okay. See, the path is narrow. See, the old church said, so win and bring people to God, Christ, the burden removing, yoke destroying power of God. I did this for a long time. I confessed Romans 9 through 10, and said Jesus was the Lord over my life. And then and then and then life changed without warning, like you said, like a thief in the night. I had to walk away like Elisha did for Elijah and the disciples with Jesus and all the prophets of the Old and New Testament. It wasn't easy. Then, because my identity was in myself and not on God, when people talked about me, it crushed me. Now I say, I really don't care because I'm of no reputation. Why? My identity is in God. And when they talk about me and belittle me, that's that's God they touching. I ain't got nothing to do with that. And God told me He gonna fight my battle, so I get quiet. And I said, uh-oh, I seen how this game gonna play out. I seen this before. So I'm gonna just sit over here and be quiet, and I'm gonna let you do what you do. I ain't gonna mess with it. I'm gonna leave it alone. God told me to cast my cares on Him and let them fight my every battle to keep walking forward while they take care of the carnage and the mess behind me. Is it easy? Nope. It's usually the people I trusted the most, but Jesus told me there will always be a Judas, and that means promotion. So I had the opportunity to change my perspective to do it His way. My identity is in Jesus and God. That's why I'm still standing after all of this. It's not my battle, and it has never been. The battle is for what I have inside. This system never had a chance to receive. This battle is bigger than us, and it always has been. They messed up one time, got kicked out. Excuse me, confirmation bird. We get a chance to repent, get ourselves together. Excuse me, confirmation bird. Do a 180, and God gives us a chance to keep getting it right. Why? Because we are the apples of God's eye. God made us to have somebody to talk to. Let's talk about it. He made us just like him. He said, don't you know you are God's? We get the opportunity to let go and see the battle destroyed before us. I did, and I just getting up and keep trying, even if I have tears in my eyes. I have a threefold cord and it's not easily broken. I have myself, my ancestors, God, and the angels. I am never truly alone. It looks like it to be to the negative eye, but my close friends don't play about me. Just letting you know in advance, they don't play about me. And they get on me too. And they don't play when they get on me. That's why I don't get mad when I get corrected. Symptoms: crown and third eye wide open. Something is going on with the throat chakra. I can't understand. I can't even explain it. My body's been vibrating, electricity flowing all through my body. Ears popping, ringing, pulsing, itching, and high pitched noises. I had a headache on and off, and pressure, and like somewhere in the shoulder blades is going on, like in the back, and I keep trying to reach it, but child, I just said and I just been breathing through it. And added meditation, been journaling to stay calm. I was tasting metal and feeling a connection to the earth deeply, so I went on. I started meditating. Something is going on that I can't explain. It's something that you feel your way through. I can't explain it. I completed a foot detox to stay in my every 2 week, twice a week for 3 months to allow my whole system to reset. Because let me tell you something, you could be taking all the herbs, you could be taking all the meds you want to take, but until you do a full total reset to your system and allow your system to heal like it's supposed to heal, you're not going to be able to take in the herbs. You're not going to be able to take in any medicine. And so what happens is your liver is going to be overworked. Your pancreas is going to be overworked. And so what I'm doing is I'm going back to what my ancestors knew to do. They've been doing this for years, but other countries took it on and said that it was theirs. It started in Africa. And so because the kings would do it, and then they took all their wisdom over to all the places of the world, and some countries took it on as their own, but it's really something that came out of Africa. And so I'm just doing it. I said I was going to do it twice a week for 3 months because it's time for my liver to be cleansed out. It's time for my pancreas to, I'm just giving a break to everything. Just giving a break to everything and changing my diet and looking to see what works best for me. Because what works for you may not work for me. Because I know my blood type. I know everything that works for me. And yeah. And I know what herbs work for me because I've been here before. Okay. But I'm always willing to learn something new. So I'm always listening. Okay. This time I did more of my lymph system and my reproductive area, going through the change. Everything doesn't require meds. It could just be a cleanse that is needed. I had a few breakouts out here, so I pulled on the joints and the arteries and the GI tract, getting excess items pulled out. And there's this thing that I have that I use. It's a roller. I should have bought it over here, but I have this roller that I use for the lymph system. And before I do the foot detox, I do that all over my body, even all over my breast, my vaginal region, my stomach, my hips, all the way down, back my calves, my hamstrings, everything. I go all the way down to my feet because what I'm doing is I'm releasing that extra lymph fluid so it comes out of me and it can be inside there. And I do my stomach because as black women, we have had issues with fibroid tumors. Why? Because the chemicals that they have placed in things for us have not been the best. Why? Because we have the Eve gene. And if you keep attacking our uterus, guess what happens? Then we have to take it out. But the thing is, there's this thing called phantom uterus, which means, let me tell you something about the human body from being in the medical field. Okay. After 7 years, the body finds a way to heal itself, meaning your uterus can grow back, meaning any organ that's been taken out of your body, if you allow your body to heal properly and you take care of yourself, it can grow back. Mm-hmm. Ask the doctors. Because after 7 years of having your tubes tied and cut and burned, you can still have a child. Ask the people that's 60 and they'll tell you. GI tract getting excess items out, liver and lungs, shrinking. Just making sure, because I've had issues in the past with fibroid tumors, and that's why I talk about it, because it affects more black women than anyone else because of the chemicals that we use. And we were using perms because they said, trying to fit in with the Caucasian women, because we were told at a time through our ancestors that that was the way to go. But now we're learning to be more of our natural selves, and that is assisting us with making sure that we take care of ourselves. Okay. Um, and if you are using brightening creams, that also attacks the uterus. So I just want to let you know that. All right. By allowing and by allowing me to heal, and the usage, like I said, of old hair products and creams and heavy metals and free radical cellular debris. I try to hit this on so many different levels. We're being bombarded by things on a daily basis. I'm working to help my body process what I can by removing excess to allow my healthy cells to override everything else. I always take a 15 to 20 minute break afterwards to reset my mind and my body. My whole body was like vibrating afterwards. Each time I allow um my small and large intestines, along with my gallbladder and my pancreas, to heal. I did some exercise today. I had some fun. I cut on some music and did some kickboxing. Bella jumped in because she loved to fight the gloves, so we were just having a good time. She's so hilarious. Then and then right after that, I went into the whole foot detox. So I exercised first, and then allowed all of that come to the top. And then I drank me some ginger and turmeric with a pinch of pepper tea today before eating anything after the detox to allow my stomach. Woo, child. So many other things happen today. When I say I feel good today, I feel good today. When you see this glow, so what do you really want? Do you know God will perfect, mature to the right age, time, and place if you take your hands off of it and don't rush the process? That means finding something to do. You know how they used to say back in the day in the old time, find something to do. You being busy. That's what God is saying. Find something to do. Sit still. Ask God some questions. You're gonna get an answer. Do that and get busy on that and quit worrying about what God is doing. That's what I've been doing. Get busy with something else. Okay. If you're posting everything you do and where you go, in essence, you don't love yourself. Look at that deeper. Look at that deeper. I just want you to look at that a little deeper. If you're telling everybody everything you're doing, and you posting everything you're doing. I went here, I went here, I went here, I went here. I did this, I did that. This is what I'm doing. And everything that you're doing, every place you go, everything that you're doing, you're posting it. You really don't love yourself. Look at that deeper. You're seeking validation from the outside instead on the inside. I'm learning while I'm disciplining myself in the mundane things to adapt to the process when things change instead of defaulting to my human standard of complaining. That is a human standard, and we get a chance to change that. Okay. Instead of complaining what I can't control, I just let go. It's about resetting myself and finding what God is doing in the moment, not in my past. God is not in the past, He's in this moment. I'm not in control, just in the flow from the discipline and mundane moments, what my emotions do. Do I always get it right? Nope. That's why wisdom to add to future experiences for myself or someone else that needs it. Because let me tell you something. Let's say it again. When you make a mistake, you gain wisdom because it's something that nobody else has done. Everybody else worked hard to make it right and control the situation. You let go and did it the way God said it, and you made a few mistakes. Well, in the mistakes, guess what? You made some new paths. So now Everybody's coming behind you that is following you has about 10 paths to go down because you made so many mistakes. It's not a bad thing after all. Are you willing to go after it? When you're ready to, for assistance to walk through your darkest moments, even with fear in tow, I know what it feels like to have pain so deep you can't stop crying. And you wish you had someone to share it with or someone to walk with you. God allowed me to feel that so I would never say, just get over it. Or even worse, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. When healing comes to visit your home, you get the opportunity to feel compassion, love, and understanding from someone who went through the shadow. I came out on the other side to help others. I wanted someone there for me, and I get to be the person I wish I had on my side. Again, when you're ready, I'm ready. God doesn't give you what you want until you let go of what's in your hands. How's that working for you? Are you ready to let go? When you do, God has got your back. Just know that. Everyone gets an opportunity to do their own work and wake up in their own timing. It's hard when you love folks, but in their own timing, okay, keep going. They get the opportunity to decide just like you did. I know you care for them, but what are they showing you? Are you really paying attention? Someone to connect only when they feel you growing. Let them go to learn their own lessons. They will hold you down for moving forward. Just let go. It will be okay. God has you and them too. Trust that. Just let go because while you're holding on to them, it is bringing guilt to you and holding you back. And not just guilt and holding you back, it is also causing you to be heavy. And when you're heavy, you can't ascend and you can't rise. You can't do what God is asking you to do because you're so busy looking over here. Just let it go. It's going to be processes throughout the day where you're going to find yourself crying and you're going to be releasing. 3 hours later, you find yourself releasing a little bit more. 2 hours later, you find yourself releasing a little bit more. An hour later, you find yourself releasing a little bit more. And tears are coming down and you're like, God, what is this? And it is the whole process of releasing to becoming who you are. For so long, we have carried people. We have done people's work. We have been there for people. And then when we needed people, we had to go to source, God, the divine, ourselves. And then we felt so neglected because we were giving to people what we wish somebody had given to us. But it is time out for that and allow people to make their own mistakes and get out of the way. Allow God to be God and you be you. Okay? James 1:19 through 21, NLT. Don't allow anyone to take your power or your energy. Understand this, my dear brothers and sisters. You must all be quick to listen and slow to speak and slow to get angry. Human anger does not produce the righteousness God desires. So get rid of that negative thinking and humbly accept the word that God has placed in your heart. I don't know what God has placed in your hearts, for it has the power to save your souls. See, there's two things. Okay, we call sin negative thinking, and then there's another thing that is called wicked thinking, and that is when your thinking is twisted. Um, the best thing I can explain it, and I'm not trying to make anyone upset, but how does that thing say? Your triggers are your responsibility. It isn't the world's obligation to tiptoe around you. So, what I'm going to say is, I'm going to use racism. Okay, so racism is really a mental health thing. It's not real, it doesn't exist, it exists in the mind. And in order for it to work, everyone has to play their part. When you quit playing your part and you don't play the role of the racist or the person who uses racism, they have no more control of you. So, racism is wicked because it's twisted thinking. It is thinking that you are higher than someone else. And God is saying everybody is of equality. Men, women, children, everybody is of equality. Okay? How do we know? Because we saw all these people working with Paul in the New Testament. He started calling out all these people. And if you look at um the apothecary, you will see all these people. You got Judas, then you got Esther. They took out some of the stuff for Esther because Esther was off the chain. You hear me? She was shaking and moving, honey. Woo! When you get a woman, oh, or a man that lines up with the mission that God has for their life, there's no telling what y'all can do together. Hush your fuss and get on the bus. Okay. So when you're not thinking how God thinks, and you try to control someone, it is called twisted thinking. hmm Anytime you're trying to control someone, it's twisted. It is because it's narcissism, and narcissism is twisted. You're twisting the truth to manipulate someone to do exactly what you want them to do because you have no control over yourself, and people don't have control over yourself of themselves are really little children who were hurt. And if you ask them the size of their shoes, that is usually how old they're acting. The verses of the Quran says 1753 and 4148 highlight the importance of speaking kindly and avoiding slander and speaking the truth. You see how all of them, every religion says the same thing, but are we doing it? They're giving us labels, and some of us are playing into the thing, but are you even doing what your religion is saying? Do you really know who you are? You get the opportunity to get into your studies, whatever they're saying, pray, meditate, and find out who you are. Be so secure when things come to steal your joy, you bounce back quicker. Okay. And don't allow it to steal your joy. Because that's what it's trying to do. Because if it can't steal your joy, it can't steal your dream. And if it can't steal your dream, you're still in the game. Okay. I'm still saying I'm worthy of love. You know why? That's my blood bought right. Jesus did a Kundalini awakening, plus it's my birthright from coming out of the womb of a woman to be worthy. I'm worthy of a life I love. It is my birthright. It is. Okay. I'm worthy of a rounded, wealthy life. That is my birthright. That is my blood bought right. Okay. To be wealthy, to be happy, to be full of joy. Why? Because God is my Father. Let's go. I'm worthy of the dream that is in my heart. God put this dream here. This is the covenant that we cut before I left. I release timelines that are no longer for me. We're done with each other. I thank you for the time. I thank you for the growth. I thank you for the wisdom. Woo, you taught me so much about myself. I didn't know that much about myself. I release the timelines that require me to shrink. I refuse to get into a corner and cower because you want to yell and raise your voice. I can yell and raise my voice, but I allow my spirit team to take care of that. I'm not rushing or placing pressure on myself. I'm just open for clear communication and wisdom on my next move in stillness. Stillness will show you how to handle every situation. When someone is yelling and screaming, you don't have to raise your voice. You can just relax and allow them to take care of that. That's what they're here for. I walk forward lighter, clear, and deeply supported. I'm never alone. I have ancestors, angels, God, and myself. A threefold cord isn't easily broken. I'm secure in knowing myself, even if no one else is with me. I'm never truly alone. God be the glory. Let me tell you something. My ancestors, now that they're free, there's so many things that they wanted to do that they were never able to do. So when God get into freedom, first they look at me and I said, I ain't got nothing to do with it. Y'all in the spirit, I ain't got nothing to do with this. And God say, so what you gonna do? And they said, well, your spiritual law says blase, blase, blase. And God said, well, it is spiritual law. And that's the end of that. The angels always bring me in something amazing that causes my heart to light up. It never fails. The angels always have my mouth. I go outside in nature and they'll show me something. I'm like, sometimes I just bust out crying. Like, how did y'all know I wanted to see that today? I'm aware enough to pause, breathe, and sit still for the next move. I just know that I am loved in every way that love can show itself. Do you know how many ways love can show itself? Love has so many ways. People go out of their way to do me good because of the favor of God on my life. Rules, laws, regulations, and any red tape is removed from me. And it said we don't usually do this, but because it's you, they just can't help it. Why? Because I can't help it. But if God tell me to back up and my intuition said, that's it. I won't even apologize for that. That's just it. I have miracles every day and uncommon blessings find me without even searching for them. They just fall upon me because I'm aligned. It's a great thing to flow with God. It takes a minute because you're trying to get your footing. I don't consent to any control. I'm grounded, safe. I'm grounded, safe, and fully in control of myself, untouchable and fully sovereign in myself. All cords are removed from me. Cut, cut, snip, snip, burn, burn. I sever every connection. We no longer fit. We no longer match. I am worthy of my dreams and everything my heart desires. If it's in my heart, God put it there. That is a plan that we had before I even left God's presence. If you got something that won't let you rest, that's the covenant you got with God. I allow clear thinking to find me without fighting for it. The things that belong to me, I don't have to fight for it because they're already set aside for me. I just have to believe it. I'm worthy of seeing all my dreams come true while seeing the light in darkness at any moment. I can see the silver lining when I get still and I relax. Because the minute I relax, that is when everything just shows up. I saw this somewhere and I said, I'm taking that. That's mine. All things come to me in perfect, mature timing for my highest outcome and for the good of all. Because if I win, you win. If you win, I win. Why? Because we're going to share our win. Okay. Money comes back to me multiplied on every dollar that was spent. Double, triple, quadruple, 100-fold on every 10 cent that was spent. Okay, you owe me. Let go. I'm willing to open space for the things I truly want by being gentle with myself. I'm intentional with love for myself. That means in order to make space, that means I gotta let go of stuff that don't ain't good for me no more. Okay. Nothing personal, but I need that room. Be like, move, get out the way. I saw this on Google, and I've been saying it every day. Thank you for that song, Ludacris. Spirit, if it's in my highest good, I remove all energy that doesn't belong to me from my energy field, and I send it back to the rightful owner, cleansed, purified, no matter what timeline, world, universe, or realm we ever met. I sever the connection all the way back to the first time. I call all my energy fragments back to me. I am free. I am free. I am free. We're no longer connected. We no longer match. Okay. I sit in peace while I trust the process and I don't rush the process. Because rushing the process will make you frustrated, make you angry, make you depressed, and you get melancholy. Mm-mm. I have visionary women to bring their dream project to life so that they become the change maker the world needs. You have paradigm changing ideas, paradigm changing thought patterns. We just need to bring it out. Are you ready to step in your real freedom, do the work, and allow your dream to come to you? Wake up excited for life. Let's make it happen together. See, I'm going to be doing my work too because you never get done doing the work until you are laid down inside the ground. There's always room for improvement. The life you want isn't far away. It's one bold step with support beside you. Again, there's always room for improvement. Good can get better. Okay, always. Hi, my name is Renetta Cheston, the owner and founder of Life Success Results LLC, soul igniter and trauma overcomer, holistic spiritual strategist. I work with the whole being from my level of training of education, from training and education, mind, spirit, soul, and body, massage therapy, Reiki and sound healing, holistic practitioner, where we pull out all the impurities from the rooter to the tuner. Human design practitioner, we start at the beginning. We look at the generational baggage and that trauma, the womb care and the nourishment. Okay. Excuse me, confirmation verb. Intuition, and reconnection to that dragon energy. Let's talk about that for a minute. That is the anointing, okay, of God. For a long time, they said Camelot came and destroyed the dragon. What that mean was they went and they took out all these books of the Bible that would have the anointing, but they didn't know that even with what was left, those 66 books, even though they took out 54, they didn't know, because it was all about demon time. Because 66 books, that's what it was talking about, man. Okay. And they broke it down and they didn't know, but the anointing of God can come through a crack, just like water drips over a rock until it breaks that rock in half. The burden removing, yoke destroying power of God jumps on a situation, and it's that untamed energy that changes your life forever. You will never be the same. We go into the darkness to reclaim everything that belongs to you. We don't sing about it. We don't kumbaya about it. We roll up our sleeves and we say, let's go. By standing in the now to recover every piece of you left behind. When women and men heal, we heal 7 generations before and after. The womb is a portal to life, and men have one too. So when you respect and heal it, everything that comes from it is whole to lead future generation of leaders with intuition, empathy, strength, wisdom. That's in the line of King Solomon. What that means is King Solomon was the wisest man on earth, but King Solomon was here before Jesus. And because now we operate in the grace dispensation, that means we can still receive the wisdom that Solomon had. Why? Because God is no respecter of person. Just know that whatever you ask for, you get the opportunity to become. Okay. When we heal, we change atmospheres and we change eras of the world. When people see a healed woman or man, they want to emulate that, and it becomes a row of dominoes or a domino effect. Don't you want to be in a domino effect when you see them dominoes going down? Okay. Then it's time for you to take the Live Out Loud Dream Activation Session and understand what's keeping you stuck in park instead of driving towards your dream projects. You have so many things stuck on your laptop that you keep saying one day. You have stuff in journals that you keep saying one day. Let's take it from one day and let's go ahead and start bringing it out. Okay. How it works. Before we meet, you'll complete a short reflection to allow me to personalize the program to what your personal needs are. Then we'll hop on a focused 45-minute call with me to find out exactly what's going on, to see if it's a full paradigm shift or something small where you've been stopping, so we can find out what's really going on. At the end, you will know how to identify exactly where you stopped on, what makes you excited, and why. It may be something this big. It may not be what you think it is. Okay, you've been hard on yourself. Learn how to stay committed when life gets tough, because it will. Because it's here to see if it's really a hobby or if this is really your dream. Because God wants to see if you really want to go after this thing, the universe and this system. Okay. Reignite your imagination and give yourself permission to live how you see it, not how I see it and nobody else. Because God didn't bring everybody in there and give a huddle and say, well, this is so and so's dream. He bought you in that room. Okay. All under an hour. Investment $97. We spend that going outside. We be like, I'm outside. Ching, ching. I only have a few slots each month, and I look forward to speaking with you soon. I came out on the other side to help others. I wanted someone there for me. I get to be the person I wish I had on my side. Again, when you're ready, I'm ready. God doesn't give you what you want until you let go of what's in your hands. How's that working for you? You ready to let go yet? Hit the like button, hit subscribe, and share this with someone and hit the bell because it'll help my channel. Plus, it'll help someone else, okay? Your chance to step into sovereignty is here. Once a month, I give out 2 full scholarships. Yes, 2 full scholarships for my transformational program. This is how it works. It's designed to help you renew your mind and reclaim sovereignty over your own life where you can say yes and no to things and walk away from things. All it takes is 3 things. Visit my webpage, number 1. Number two, go where it says connect here on the first page to the top right. Fill out that short form and boom, you're in the drawing for a free 5 session to get started on your journey back to you. And you're going to say, well, I know myself. Honey, I thought I knew myself too. So I started doing this journey and found out I was doing what other people told me to do instead of using the mind God gave me. You've been asking for change. You've been feeling a pull. Now's your moment to show up for yourself. You show up for your friends. You show up for your family. You show up for that job. You need to put yourself first on your list. The only thing you have to lose is the weight that's been holding you back. The only thing you have to gain is everything that's been waiting for you on the other side of who you said you wanted to be. It's just that simple. And I will walk you through every step of the way while I'm doing my work too. Again, even though it's good, it can always be better. There are some freebies and a link from my podcast with the women's leveling up and two links that I was just recently in some magazines. One is a local one and one is a national magazine. Look in the description below to find the things that truly light you up and leave everything else behind. I cannot wait to talk to you soon. Remember, I replaced the link to my own personal bookstore. My books incorporate the essence of God. If you want to feel the presence of God, read In the Garden with the Father, Understanding True Intimacy. This book is a one-on-one book with me and God. Me and God were just having one-on-one conversation. I thought everybody could talk to God, found out they couldn't. I put it in book form, and it don't matter what your background is. You got 45 pages to write down your thoughts. You got notebooks and journals for all, coloring books for all that help in meditating, recalibrating the mind. I'm excited about this venture. Why? Because I'm in charge of my own intellectual property, although I have a lot still on Amazon. Don't forget about the 105 spiritual laws. Okay, it's in PDF form, 45 pages per law. Study it at your own leisure. Don't forget about your Adjective PDF along with your Morals PDF. You put those together and you start a new whole persona for your life. Don't forget about the 25% off your first order. This is the company that I use along with all natural remedies of what is that thing called? Daisies and dandelions in the backyard, along with jasmine rice, spinach, and squash and zucchini, red peppers and bell peppers, honey. When somebody tell you only got 6 months to stay here, you do whatever you need to stay alive. I started changing my mindset. They want no more complaining. They want no more what, child. When they tell you ain't finna be here no more, you figure out a way to stay here. You start talking to God. Say what you want. But I know God is real. Jesus is real. I know the Lord is real to me. Thank you, John P. Okay. Father God, I want to thank you for this message. I thank you for loving me. I thank you for caring for me. I thank you for the correction. Because you correct me because you love me. You say those you love, you will correct. If you're not correcting me, that means you don't put me in a Romans 1 category where you done said, you done gave me over for a reprobate mind. And I'm so glad that you correct me. Father God, I thank you that you love us the way you do. Because some of us weren't given the best cards. They told us in our face, we know we gave you bad cards on purpose. And you was in our ear whispering. I'm so glad you was whispering because we out here playing Tump Space and Uno with the worst cards and we setting them back. Okay? We setting them back. We got on the board. Thank you, God. I thank you for loving us that way. I thank you for being here because you could have been anywhere. With all these messages that are going forth from YouTube, with all the millions of messages, and you decided to stop over here. May God bless everything your hands touch. Okay, I thank you, and I send nothing but cleansing and purifying energy to you. Loving and loving the Lord. Have a great evening. Good night.